Donald Trump says that the US will become the world's crypto capital. But how do we get there? What has changed to make it easier for XRP and other US assets to do well in the US? This movie is really great. A lot has changed in the last 6 months. This report will talk about what the Trump administration has done to turn the US into the world's crypto capital. Pay attention. We'll talk about it. I'll give you the knowledge when you need it. Let's start this way. Our boss said that the US would become the cryptocurrency hub of the world. He picked AI and crypto experts to lead the Presidential Council of Advisors on Digital Assets and to lead the Council of Economic Advisors. Each of these people is a big fan of crypto. Every member of his team has said that they own Bitcoin. All of his secretaries, including the one in charge of commerce and the one in charge of labor, really like crypto. This is probably the reason why Bitcoin supporters work so hard to get people to use it. This is the largest cryptocurrency. It would be great if they talked about or promoted any of these American-made coins like XRP, HBAR, or Solana, or others. However, the heads of the SEC, CFTC, FDIC, OC, and SBA all strongly supported crypto. This is the exact opposite of what Biden's government did. It was the same thing that Congress did. The heads of the House Financial Services Committee, the Senate Banking Committee, and the Digital Asset Subcommittees all backed crypto in a big way. Crypto is now backed by most Congress people from both parties. Everything we've seen in the last 4 years is different from this. Don't forget that in 2019, the SEC and FINRA put out a statement. The OC said something similar in 2021. The Fed said something similar in 2022. They said the same thing everywhere. Bitcoin is not something that banks can hold. Banks can't buy or sell it. It's not going to last. They are not allowed to participate in any way. Now this doesn't work because the Biden crypto banking was touched by the government. On March 7th, the OC put out a report. In April, the Fed did the same thing. In May, the SEC and FINRA did the same thing. The rules that were in place before, all three changes were taken away. Thanks a lot. Banks can handle crypto the same way they handle any other money now that there are no rules against it. They can handle crypto the same way they handle cash, stocks, and bonds. Hey, Department of Labor, do you remember when Fidelity said that all of its 401k accounts would be able to buy Bitcoin? The biggest 401k company in the US is Fidelity. The Department of Labor sent out a warning right away saying that any 401k plan that did that would be looked into by the Employee Benefits Security Administration and the right steps would be taken. Every 401k plan in the country in the olives plans to add Bitcoin to 401k. We're scared by this. This is one reason why the last few years haven't seen much growth in the crypto space. The most important change will happen when 401k plans can buy Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, and a few other carefully picked assets. Some things like XRP can go from being worth a few dollars to being worth dozens, 50 or even $100 or more. This could be a big deal for everyone if you could put in $500 billion, 0 cents, or $1 trillion, 0 cents worth of value and get something back. That took place in 2022. That threat was taken back by the Department of Labor. The video is nice. Investors in your 401k plans can now put their money straight into Bitcoin. The SEC added it to the S&P 500 in May. You think that after all this time, that Coinbase is now one of the 500 biggest companies in the world. You may already know that a company joins the S&P for the first time when the value of their assets reaches a certain amount. That would want you to put Coinbase where? 400, 450, or 475. It got 157. The S&P finally said that Coinbase could join. Why did it take them so long? Because they didn't want cryptocurrency on the list. They no longer agree with them at all. Then, in 2019, Jamie Dimon said, "I'd fire anyone who trades Bitcoin in a second." They're not smart. They were told that they could buy Bitcoin in May. For instance, bank CEOs might tell you what you want to hear, right? To make it easy for someone to buy this product off the open market, Jamie Dimon will do everything he can to lower the price. This way, Either a bank or customer can buy it. This is how Jamie Dimon has talked about many things I don't want to talk about. But number of billions of dollars, this is something that Chase was fined for, but it is common for some of the bigger banks to spread false information about the market. They buy a lot of it behind the scenes. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF was said to be able to be used as security for a loan. I stand up for your right to Bitcoin, Jaime said. This is the worst possible opposite. Why? A lot of people don't know that 28 other states are also trying to do the same thing as the president to set up the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. 2 of them have already followed the rules. 65 million people in the US have it. 83% say they have had faith in this system for a long time. They said this would be a big part of their plan 72% of the time. In the next 2 or 3 years, 69% of them want to buy more. If you don't let them, they'll do it on their own. They won't wait for you. They won't count on you. Of millionaires under 30, 83% are young people who own Bitcoin, teenagers. T-Rep is doing research on teenagers. What would you buy with $100? 0 cents, I asked them. 57% said they buy cryptocurrency, but only 38% said they buy stocks. Also, you have to believe that many older people leave money to their children, right? Everyone dies at some point. That hasn't been made yet, or someone hasn't told me it has. To be fair, though, younger people will get trillions of dollars. What do the young people want to do too? Their money needs to be bought. This is the most important thing. You can save 38% on stocks and 57% on crypto. Now that crypto is regulated, anyone in the US will be able to buy, own, and probably store crypto at their bank. People will believe it even more after seeing this. Don't forget that we've been smashed in the crypto world for the past 4 years. A lot of people don't believe in the company. There are many scams. A lot of people would rather not be here. But rules can help the business grow in the US and around the world once they are in place and someone is in charge of them. Not enough people know how much money will come into the space. I know that most people will be shocked. About 95 to 90% of people will be shocked. You're in the other 5%, which shouldn't come as a surprise since you studied and are here. You will be the first person to leave early if and when you need to because you were the first person to arrive. Things work out. More than half of those people said that crypto is the way of the future. Rich people, foundation funds, pension funds, and hedge funds all use blockchain technology. A lot of those groups said that blockchain is the way of the future when it comes to investing. Rich people. Okay, rich people. Okay, why not set up trust funds for crypto? In order to do this, schools and universities are putting their pension savings into crypto. Other places with pension plans are Jersey, Fairfax County, Virginia, South Korea, and Michigan. They work for the government, so they can now invest their money in Bitcoin. Also, I'm sure there are other crypto investments. There are family offices that own crypto, and half of crypto hedge funds do as well. When Bitcoin ETFs came out, every public company had to say if they were going to put money into them or not. When the Bitcoin ETF first came out in the first quarter of 2014, more than 900 major companies said we own those ETFs. The number goes up every 3 months. 90 people already use Bitcoin. Online stores. This is only the beginning, ladies and gents. This is only the beginning. We now have executive orders like what Trump did. Let's go over this all over again in case you missed something. As of March 2025, a U.S.